Hey everyone, welcome to episode 3 of Cool Chords. This week we're going to be taking a look at an amazing Stevie Wonder song called You've Got It Bad, Girl. Hope you enjoy. Alright, so there's a lot of chords going on in this one, but we're basically centered around the key of A minor. It doesn't start on that chord, but eventually this whole thing will resolve itself to A minor. And we start on the 2 chord. We're starting on B minor 7. So it's kind of like an A Dorian, right? The 2 chord in A Dorian would be B minor 7. And I'm using my pick and fingers for this. I have my pick on the 5th string, then I have my middle finger on the 3rd string, ring finger on the 2nd, and pinky on the 1st. So I'm doing pick and fingers. And the chord is B minor 7. Normally I would just do it like this. I would bar my pointer finger and then just use the middle, but I actually preferred the ring for this one for whatever reason. It just seems to make the line a little bit easier to execute. So we start with this B minor 7 and we do it twice. And then we do a technique called planing. So this is a good thing to know. If you don't know that term, basically what planing means is you take a chord voicing and you just move it either up or down, whatever intervals you prefer, but you're keeping that same voicing throughout. So that he does that a lot in the first half of this. So you have the B minor, move the same shape up 2 frets to C sharp minor 7, back down to B, back up to C sharp, and then up a half step and you do D minor twice. So that entire time I'm still using this same shape and I'm just sliding it around to different frets. Okay, that sounds really cool. And then he does this quarter note triplet thing where you keep the same voicing. It goes D, A, D, C, D, C. So basically up 2 frets, down 2 frets, and then you go down one more to the B minor. And this is where you kind of hear like a clear resolution to A minor. So we have. And here's the first chord that's not of this same voicing that we've been moving around with. So you just basically just go like this. Move the B note just down a string to E, and we have E, A, D, F sharp. So you could either call that like a D over E, D triad over E, or you can call it like an E sus 9. And you go like this. You do those 4 notes at the same time, and then pick the 1st string, pick the 2nd string, and then it goes. It resolves to this A minor 7 chord. So at this point you can hear a pretty stable tonality. It's obvious that it's hanging around the A minor tonality. So you do it like this. You do the pick on the 4th string. So it's E, G, C, E. And then after you play those 4 notes together, you go to the low A, and that establishes the bass note, which is on beat 1. 1, 2. Okay, so we got. Okay, and that part's a little bit tricky right there. I definitely recommend trying to curve your finger, use as much of the tips of the fingers as possible, so you're not getting any of this, like where the note is kind of blurry. You always want to make sure you're just using all the tips so you can get all those open strings nice and clear. And then after you do that open A string, you hit those 4 notes again, so it's. And then you do like a D major over A. So I'm doing this one. I put my pinky on F sharp, pointer finger barring across the 3 strings, and my middle finger goes on D on the 2nd string. So I go. And then right after you hit that, you hit the open A string again, and then go back to that chord. So it's from the resolution. chord a second time, hold it out for the rest of the measure, and then you go back to an A minor. This time you just do these 4 notes, A, E, skip the 3rd string, C, and E. And then after that, just move the pick back up to the 4th string and play those 4 notes together twice. Back to your D, and then open A, and then hit the D chord twice. So now we have. And then you just do 2 more of these Ds. Well, 3 technically. 2 together, little pause, and then the 3rd one. And then he does this little chromatic thing to connect back into the beginning of that progression. So you hit the open A, pointer finger on A sharp, and then you go up a half step and you play that B minor 7 chord again, which is starting on the end of 4, right? 3 and 4 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Alright, so it's a little tricky, but it's definitely worth learning. It's, like I said, good example of how to do planing between different chords, and also an interesting way of showing you how you can just take one chord and change one note and you get a completely different sound, like going from that B minor 7 to that E sus, where you just move your finger down one string and all of a sudden you get a whole new sound. Okay, so a couple cool things to take from this progression, and yeah, this is an awesome progression. This is probably my favorite song on Talking Book. I've always loved this song. But yeah, that's the progression for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next video.